Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are still working in this main bedroom. If you've been following along for the last couple of weeks, you've seen me paint this room this dark green gray color and add some box molding to the walls, but we still have so much left to do. Now, some of you have said that you're not sure about the color, you're not really sure where I'm going with this, and that's totally fair. So I wanted to pop up a few inspiration photos so you can see what I have in mind for the end goal, to maybe see what I'm seeing in my head. And if some of you guys still don't like the color, that's fine too. I am so excited about this next project. I've never done it before, but we're gonna try to figure it out. And that is adding beams. And here they are, here's our beams. Just kidding, but not really, because we're going to take these foam insulation boards, hopefully, and turn them into beams that look like wood. If you've been following my channel for a while, when I did the hallway makeover, you saw me make the beams out of wood, and those were max like 8 feet. I need 16-foot long beams for this bedroom, and I knew I couldn't build, or I could build that by myself, but I could not install those by myself, so I'm going to try to do them out of foam. Okay, we're bringing this inside because it's over 100 degrees outside and I just cannot, it is too hot. So I wanted to show you, now that all of our foam boards are cut, how they're gonna be put together. I cut these boards at 7.5 inches, and this is why. So they are 1 inch thick, and I am using a 1x6, which is actually 5.5 inches wide. That's going to be my anchor piece. It's actually going to screw into the ceiling joist. And then these pieces will be glued like this to the bottom, so they will sit tightly against that 2x6, and I'll be able to screw the beam into the 2x6. But before I glue them together, I need to take another step to hopefully make them look a lot more realistic like wood. So I've got this wire brush, and I am going to just drag it along the foam, and it's gonna create little grooves in the foam. You can do some deeper, some more shallow, and it's going to mimic how real wood, maybe a little bit rustic wood looks. Okay, I brought these back outside because it cooled off to like 90 degrees. And I took a little sanding pad and rounded these edges. And I also used some joint compound to fill in where I wasn't super happy where this middle piece met this side piece. So I filled it in with some joint compound, and I'm gonna let that dry overnight and sand everything in the morning. I want to tell you guys about today's sponsor, Ecovacs, and also my new best friend. So this is the Dbot T20 Omni, and it is a vacuuming and mopping robot. Before I get into all of the features and everything this robot can do, because I am like a DIY and home decor channel, I have to mention I love how sleek this machine is, that it's all white, so it kind of blends into the vibe that I have going here. So this is the vacuum and the mop, and it has 6,000 PA suction power, which honestly I don't really know what that means, except it's really strong. So it can pick up all of the crumbs in my kitchen or Nerf bullets that are all over my house. It also mops, which I don't know about you guys, but I do not do that as often as I should. You don't have to like remove the brushes and then replace it with the mopping pads. They're both always there. This is the Omni Station. So after the robot is done vacuuming, it will go back to the base and empty itself into this little container right here, and you just empty that whenever it gets full. The mop also does the same thing. And so this is your clean water and this is your dirty water. So this is from it mopping my house last night. When the robot returns from mopping, it will clean the mopping pads itself with hot water to sanitize it. It's not growing bacteria and also smelling bad, and then it dries itself. The robot can be voice controlled. You can connect it to your Google Home or Amazon Echo. I like to use the app as well. It has different modes, and you can set like a virtual boundary for where you want it to go, where you don't want it to go. Here is my house that it completely mapped out. You can see like, this is my living room, that's the island. The robot itself is super intelligent. It has obstacle avoidance and it doesn't get stuck. I have some fringes on my rug that every other robot vacuum always gets stuck on, and it does not. It has intelligent auto lift mopping. It will sense that there is a rug or carpet, and it will lift up its mopping pads to go over that area so it doesn't get your carpet or rug wet. I really think that it's such a good value for everything that you get in this one machine. And the main thing that I get out of it is time, that I don't have to be spending mopping or vacuuming. So if you guys want to know more about the T20 Omni, you can go check out Ecovac's website. I will leave the link down in the description. Okay, I brought the beams back inside because it, again, is super hot. And I'm using this water-based stain, so it's not going to smell really bad. And this is basically like a paint. It's a solid color stain, and then I will layer it with another darker stain so it'll give it dimension. Okay, I brought the beams back into the garage because we're going to be using an oil-based gel stain that is kind of stinky, so I didn't want to be doing it in the house. And if you're worried that that first stain took away the texture that we created, it didn't. You can still see all of this that we created with that wire brush, even some little gouges. So what I'm gonna do is use this gel stain, which is in chestnut, and I'm going to take a rag and just wipe it on really well to get into all of these little grooves, and then I will take another rag and kind of wipe the excess off, which will hopefully leave us with the kind of medium tone wood color that we're looking for. Alright guys, it has been quite the morning. I ran out of this solid stain last night, so I ran to the store to get some more to finish this last beam, and came home and painted it, and it was yellow. Like, I don't know what in the world happened. So I decided to pivot because they said they couldn't match it for some reason. I don't know. So I ended up getting the color driftwood in the same solid stain. And then I antiqued it with a product that I'll show you in just a little bit. And I like it better because I think it's a little bit, it's lighter than that, which I think will look good in the darkness of the room. So basically, we're starting over, needing to paint all of the beams, or stain them technically, but it's like paint, in that driftwood color by Minwax. I need to let those dry for at least a couple hours. So in the meantime, I want to cut the anchor pieces that are going to go right here, that are going to attach to the ceiling. And originally I had said I designed the beams to fit 2x6s, which are 5.5 inches. Well, I changed my mind because instead of putting these side pieces right here, I put them on the outside because I wanted the beams to be a little bit wider than I had designed them to be. So that changed our inside measurement here. So now we need to cut our anchor pieces at 7.5 inches. After the beams are dry, I'm going to go ahead and distress them, and this is what I'm using. It's an antiquing wax by Waverly. I got this at Walmart, and you just kind of rub it on with a little like rag or something. I found it to be easier to work with than the oil-based gel stain. It's not quite as sticky, more forgiving. So we're going to put that on top because I want to bring out the details of the beams that we did. We put grooves in the beams to make it look like real wood, and I need to bring that detail back out. It is finally time to get these beams installed. They're all dry, got the beams ready to go, got the anchor pieces ready to go. So that's what I need to do first, is install all of the anchor pieces. Okay, I'm attaching the beams. I can't tell if you can see, but I just put a screw through the side up there, in that corner, and then I'm gonna push this up to where it's closer to the ceiling, and then I will put a screw there as well. Okay, this looks so real. It looks so much like wood. Like, I don't think you would ever know that that is foam. So we still have a joint in the middle. This one is the worst one right here. So I have a couple of options. We could either like make a strap thing to go over it, or try to make it blend in. But if that doesn't work, always make like a faux beam strap to go over the middle. Okay, the caulking is done. That is mainly to hold the two boards together. If if they move or something, I want them to stay together. If I did just joint compound, I think it would crack over time. So I am using the flexible caulk to hold it together, and then I will go over the top of that with some quick dry joint compound. And we also need to fill all of the little screw holes with some of that same joint compound. I don't think I'm going to be able to match this, make it look seamless. I started trying over here and it doesn't look terrible. I mean, it would need a couple more coats, but I don't have the time or the patience to deal with it right now. So I ended up ordering some of those straps off of Amazon just in case. So it comes like this, and then it has these little dots that you can stick on the straps at whatever intervals that you want. And the back of it is like, it has adhesive so it sticks by itself. So we're gonna put this up there like that and see how we like it. Okay, what do we think of the straps in the middle? I mean, ideally, I would like it just one solid piece, but I think that it definitely works. They look really real. I mean, the beams look real as well. So total cost for the beams was about $115 for these two 16-foot beams. And the wood alone for those beams would have been well over $200. So it did save me a good bit of money. It was a little bit more work, but I think it really was worth it in the end. I think that they look real. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and make sure that you're subscribed because we still have a lot left to do in this bedroom, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.